Dude, imagine how scary that would be.
This guy's just unloading.
The story continues. What a banger of a first and second episode that was.
I agree.
Let's start with the tip line reports. Yes, sir. Up to this point, we've received 3,029 responses about the murders via telephone and email. Most of these have been curious citizens and prank calls, but there are 14 people who claim to either know Kira or who have seen him.
Those are probably dead ends.
All 14 accounts were followed up on and carefully documented. However, nobody could provide any information that wasn't already publicly available. And lastly, this week there were an additional 21 people who called in claiming to be Kira.
Delusional.
They want the fame.
We didn't want to rule anything out, so we followed standard procedure and created files for all 21 of them. All right, on to the victim reports.
Upon further investigation, we have confirmed that information of the heart attack victims was in fact publicly available in Japan immediately prior to their deaths.
Huh.
Also, concerning L's request that we investigate the time of death for each victim, we found that all of them occurred between the hours of 4 p.m. and 2 a.m. on weekdays, local time, with 68% of them occurring between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m.
Damn, they're really narrowing it down.
That is good information.
Weekends and holidays appear to be the exception to this rule, as the times of death vary much more widely than during the week.
That information is extremely relevant for us. It suggests that given the times of death, our suspect could very well be a student.
They're on to him.
Based on the fact that Kira's only killing criminals, I think it's safe to assume that he's driven by a very idealistic notion of justice. It's highly possible he may even aspire to be some sort of godlike figure. We're dealing with an individual who has a very childish concept of right and wrong.
Spot on.
I don't know if the concept is childish, to be honest.
We must consider every possibility. I believe that is the shortest route to finding and arresting Kira. Please continue with your report.
Does anyone else have something they'd like to add?
Well, I'm not saying this to support Kira or to condone the murders, but in the last few days throughout the world, but especially here in Japan,
People
we've
are
observed a
happy.
dramatic decrease in the number of violent crimes committed.
Well, I suppose it makes sense. We've suspected something like that would happen.
That's actually a great thing.
It's a very good thing.
And it seems weird that they would want to stop it.
Well, that about sums up our report for today. Al?
Thank you, everyone. I feel we're one step closer to finding Kira. I'm afraid I have one additional request to make. This is directed to the teams investigating the victims, TV news, and internet. I would like you to go back and take a closer look at the exact way in which the victims' identities were made public.
In particular, I want to know if photos of the victims were made available to the public in Japan.
He's like totally onto this.
He's
It's crazy.
next level.
Chief, you look like you could use one of these. Sleeping much?
Thank you. I feel all these late nights are starting to take their toll.
About what I said earlier at our meeting. I'm sure everyone already knew that. I wanted to apologize.
What on earth are you talking about? Nobody said it would be easy to speak the truth, but it has to be done, especially when it's something that isn't easy to say.
Wow, I'm surprised by that comment.
Having said that, if you've gone on to say that we should commend Kira for doing such a great job of reducing violent crime, then yes, I might have had a little problem with that.
Oh no, that would never happen.
I'm just kidding.
They're just worried that he might change his mind and start attacking everybody else.
I knew I could count on you, Light.
So, do you think you're ready to try a few on your own now?
I guess so. Oh,
Ryuko on the bed just staring at them is so funny.
Helping your sister with her homework. You sure are relaxed.
Of course. If the police try to come after me, I'm pretty confident I've got something that'll give me the advantage. Hey, glad you could join us for dinner. You hungry, Dad?
What?
Oh, now this is interesting, isn't it?
Everything okay, Dad? You look tired.
Yeah, I'm not able to say too much about it, but this case I'm working on now is really tough.
He's gonna get info from his dad, I think.
Well, Daddy's a policeman. And that must be the reason why you're so confident.
That's right. It's easy for me to hack into Dad's computer, run a home network, so I can copy the files I need without leaving a trace.
Whoa.
This way I can keep track of their investigation.
He's covering all the bases.
Is it gonna be enough for L the legend?
Probably not. I think Light's gonna get paranoid though.
Well, isn't that interesting? Looks like the police are already beginning to suspect a student.
I guess that means you're in trouble.
He's gotta change his strategy up.
If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. In other words, if I write heart attack as the cause of death, then I should be able to write down all the details, including time of death afterwards, shouldn't I? Looks like I'll be able to provide you with more entertainment now.
A little loophole here, huh?
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not switching up the cause of death to throw them off his trail.
But he is having people die during the middle of the school day.
Ah, he's a clever kid.
What? Another 23 victims yesterday? Are these confirmed?
Yes, the day before, there were another 23 victims. He's killing one off every hour on the hour. Considering that this new pattern has been going on for 2 weekdays,
It does punch some holes in the theory that our suspect is a student. Maybe not. Anybody can skip 2 days of school.
You're missing the point. It does appear less likely now that Kira's a student, but that's not the message he's sending by doing this. Ask yourselves, why every hour? And why are all these victims in prisons where they are sure to be discovered immediately? Why not other criminals like before? I believe Kira is telling us that not only can he kill from a distance, but he can also determine the time of death.
Wow. L's onto it again.
But something's not right. As soon as we began to suspect that Kira might be a student, the pacing of the killings changed, as if to contradict that theory. Coincidence? No.
He's like,
Convenient. This can only mean that Kira has access to
Yes.
police information.
Oh my god, dude.
This is a direct challenge to me.
I want to see this guy's full face finally.
I'd say L is probably starting to sweat a little by now. What'll really make his job difficult is that I've deliberately left about 50 criminals alive for times like this. If L's as good as they say, by now he should be starting to suspect someone with connections to the police.
Damn it.
Kira has found a way to obtain information from the task force headquarters. This is one fact that cannot be ignored. But
That's
what
gonna
does
bite
Kira
him.
have all this? What is he hoping to achieve in the end?
There's one thing I don't get. Showing them you have connections to the police makes it easier for them to find you than when they just suspected you were a student.
Well, my real agenda is to get close to L so I can eliminate him.
How are you gonna do that?
You still don't understand human beings. In this world, there are very few people who actually trust each other. And it's no different for the police, you know. What's especially important is that L and the investigators don't trust each other at all. Think about it. Could you trust someone whose name and face you don't even know? When L discovers that I'm somehow getting confidential information, he'll be obligated to start investigating the police to find the source of the leak. When that happens, it'll only be a matter of time before the police start resenting L.
Wow, he's creating mistrust.
On the surface, it will appear that L and the investigation team are working together to try to catch me. But in reality, L will investigate the police, and they will be investigating L.
Does L even need the police?
I'm not the one who's going to find L. I can let the police do that for me. And when they do, that's when I'll eliminate him.
Whoa, this note shall become the property of the human world once it touches the ground. In the human world, the owner of the note can recognize the image and voice of the original owner, i.e. a god of death.
What's this about?
with all due respect, Chief, we're resigning.
No way, they're
We
scared.
demand that you assign us to a different case. Otherwise, you can have our badges right here and now.
Why? You're good cops.
It's because we value our lives, sir.
If what L says is true, Kita has some ESP-like power that somehow allows him to kill people indirectly from anywhere. Well, if I were Kita, sir, I'd probably want to try and get rid of the people who are trying to catch me.
I don't blame them for quitting.
We all sat here and watched when L decided to pull that media stunt and challenged Kira to kill him. But then again, L never had to show his face or reveal his name for that matter. I'm sure you recall L's last request. He asked that we take a closer look at how these victims' identities were made public, and specifically to determine whether photos of the victims were available to the public prior to their deaths. Well, it turns out he was right. Every single one of those victims' names and photos were broadcast to the Japanese public, and then they died. We're out there investigating this case wearing police IDs with our names and photos on them. Anybody with a computer can find out who we are.
Damn it, they're so smart.
The truth is, we could be killed by Kira at any time.
For these reasons, we refuse to continue working this case.
Light is a genius.
Light is like dividing all of the different possibilities into like different channels and then striking all of these different hypotheses he has within each channel.
It's incredible to watch.
He's just gathering so many like possible theories and then like testing them and using a logic to figure out which one is good and which one isn't.
We brought the FBI to Japan 4 days ago. As requested, they're now gathering intel on the police.
There are 141 people in the police force who have access to classified information regarding the investigation. I am sure that somewhere in this list of police officers and the people closest to them,
Okay, he's onto it.
find our suspect.
Whoa, the paper he threw down had Light's dad on
know.
it. Is that a coincidence?
It's getting so intense.
Light, you got a second? First of all, I don't have anything against you. I actually think the notebook couldn't have been picked up by a better person. I'm here because I have to stick around till the death note is finished, or I see you die, whichever comes first. But make no mistake, Light, I'm not on your side or El's side.
Well, I knew that much already.
You'll never hear me say anything about whether what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm not here to support you or give you my opinion. I'm just a spectator. But as your roommate, I might have a few things to say now and then.
So he does want to talk about it.
Why are you telling me all this stuff now anyway?
It's just that I'm no ally of yours. The only reason I'm going to tell you this is because personally it's starting to creep me out.
Get to the point already.
Interesting that he'd be creeped out.
Because they're being tailed?
You're being followed by another human. He's watching you right now.
Madison, you would do great in this world.
This is too intense for me.
Who is it that's tailing Light right now?
It's really starting to get on my nerves. I realize there's no way he can see me, but because I'm always following behind you wherever you go, I feel like I'm constantly being watched.
That's so funny.
I'll have to get rid of him as soon as possible.
Ryuk said that he could leave if the death note was finished. Does that mean there is like a finite number of pages that Light can use?
That's a great question.
Does this mean El is already starting to suspect the police? If he's going to investigate the police, he'll need a lot of resources and manpower. Even if he has as many as 50 people on the case, I don't see how they could ever figure out that I'm Kira. I shouldn't look like anything other than your average high school senior. But the longer I let this person keep following me, the greater the chances they'll figure out who I really am. Above all, I need my stalker's name.
He's gonna try to kill him.
Once I figure that out, I can get rid of him for good.
Light, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. What makes a Shinigami and a human who has a death note different? Well, there are two things. And why do Shinigami have to write the names of humans in their death notes? You got any ideas?
Of course not. Why would I know that?
It's because we are able to take human lifespans for ourselves.
Oh.
Let's say you have a human who is due to live until the age of 60, and a god of death wrote that this person would die at 40.
He takes the difference.
40 equals 20.
Wow.
Now those 20 years taken from someone in the human world are added to that god of death's life.
The god of death is not immortal?
So it means that as long as we don't slack off, even if someone was to shoot us in the head or stab us in the heart with a knife, a god of death cannot die. On the other hand, no matter how many names you write in your death note, your lifespan will not increase. That is the first difference between gods of death and humans who possess a death note.
That's something about Shinigami that I haven't heard before. Pretty interesting stuff.
I want to know the second thing.
The second difference between us will probably be of even greater interest to you, though this has less to do with lengthening life and more to do with cutting it short. Shinigami can tell what a person's name is by just looking at their face. We know instantly, because through a Shinigami's eyes, a human's name can be seen above their head. Not only that, we see their lifespan as well.
Oh, wow. This could be useful information.
I'm able to see your name and lifespan right now.
That's so scary.
If I converted that to human time, I could tell you how many years you've got left. But there's no way I'd ever tell you that. I may have a big mouth, but even I wouldn't go that far.
Would you want to know?
I don't think so.
Shinigami never have to worry that they won't be able to kill a person just because they don't know their name. And every time we do take a life, we always know exactly how many years we're going to receive. Our eyes just aren't the same, and that is the difference between you and I. However, if a Shinigami drops his death note and a human picks it up, he can grant that human the eyes of a Shinigami.
Oh
but
no!
Only the deal is made.
And what's the deal?
The price for having a Shinigami's eyes
Is what?
is half of that person's remaining lifespan.
Oh, that's so intense.
I see.
He's gonna
Since
take
you've
it, I
made
think.
Clear you're not on anyone's side. It won't help me out. You wouldn't just give me the names of people I wanted to kill. You're saying that I can't simply borrow your powers. I'd have to pay for them.
That's right. It's a key part of the code that all Shinigami are bound by. I'll say this once more. Give me half your remaining lifespan, and I'll give you the Shinigami eyes.
What the
If I
heck?
agree, I'll be able to know everyone's name just by looking at them. If I had that power, the Death Note would only be easier to use.
He looks so convinced.
What'll it be, Light? Is it a deal?
Damn, I would ask how long I have left to live before I took the deal.
Has anyone seen Ryuk around lately? Maybe he was serious about losing his death note. It was probably picked up by some human before he could get to it.
Then he'd be stuck there till the end of that human's life or until the death note was destroyed.
These guys are so funny.
Yeah, but
He's all blinged out. I love
he
it.
was carrying 2 death notes.
Wait, can he drop both at the same time though?
Good question.
So, the price for receiving the eyes of a Shinigami is no more than half of my remaining lifespan?
Yes. Do we have a deal or not?
This deal is out of the question.
Wow, I'm surprised. I think he's gonna get desperate and then go back and ask for the deal.
Yeah, if he gets cornered, right?
Yeah.
My plan is to create an ideal new world free from evil and all criminals, and I intend to reign as a god in that world for a very long time. I might consider the deal if it lengthened my life, but not if I die sooner. I figured you, of all people, should know I wouldn't take this deal.
Yeah, I still felt I should tell you that the deal existed just in case.
Ryuk is so entertained right now.
Anyway, I've done my part. I don't need you complaining I didn't tell you this earlier on.
This is what you call telling me early on? Don't you think you're a little late? I don't see why you couldn't have told me this when we met. Or better yet, you could have simply included it in the instructions for the Death Note.
Good point.
What else is he withholding?
He's not the slightest bit daunted by the fact that I'm a Shinigami. He doesn't suck up to me, and he seems to have no problem giving me a hard time.
So we saw the stalker's
Sure
face,
there's nothing else you want to tell me ahead of time?
but we don't know who it is yet.
No, nothing else, probably.
That's too bad. You know, Ryuk, I might have seriously considered the deal if you'd offered me wings instead of eyes. Just the idea of flying around freely in the sky sounds very godlike. After all, it's been mankind's dream since antiquity to be able to fly.
You'd stand out if you sprouted wings and flew around. Not to mention the police would have no trouble finding you.
That's
I was only
true.
joking. Anyway, if I keep bargaining for eyes and wings and whatever else, next thing you know, I'm gonna end up becoming a real Shinigami. Though who knows?
He has a point.
That could be pretty interesting.
I wouldn't worry. Even without the eyes and the wings, you're already a worthy Shinigami. The Shinigami realm is slowly rotting. We lead meaningless and empty lives. And the only reason we still take human lives is because we're afraid to die ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we no longer even know why we exist. In fact, I doubt there's any reason for our existence at all.
It does look miserable.
What I'm saying is, compared to that, you're becoming a much more impressive Shinigami.
I don't know about that. I mean, from what you're telling me, it sounds like I'm doing a lot more work than they are, but I don't want to be compared to a Shinigami. I'm a human using this Death Note to make the world a better place for other humans. But I wouldn't necessarily say that the Shinigami realm is meaningless to humans either.
Why not?
When a Shinigami like you comes to the human world once every 1,000 years, the human world changes dramatically. The existence of the Shinigami realm is extremely significant.
Really?
You told me just now that the Shinigami realm is slowly rotting, right? Well, when you return from this world, why not use what you've learned here to try and change it for the better?
That's an excellent
Well,
point.
I'm not sure why I never noticed this until now, but you're quite the positive thinker.
They're becoming friends.
Yeah, of course I am. That's why I'm using the Death Note to create a better world. You have to be a positive thinker to even attempt something like this. That's it. I got it.
Got what?
I think I just figured out how to find the name of the guy who was following me today. I'm gonna use the rules of the Death Note to my advantage. I already know that if I write down a cause of death, I've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to record the conditions and exact time of death. First, I need to know exactly how far I can go in terms of specifying the details of death.
Huh. I am not following right now, but I know it will be revealed to me.
Another 6 inmates were found dead last night. All were heart attacks. It's him. What? Bizarre behavior before they died? So they didn't just die from heart attacks.
No, what I'm saying is they all died of heart attacks, but it wasn't quite that simple. Before one of them died, he drew a pentagram on the wall of his cell using his own blood.
That looks so
I looked
demonic.
up the letter, but it doesn't seem to be a will or anything meaningful. And as for the third victim, he escaped from his cell and ran all the way to the staff bathrooms before he died.
Oh, he's trying to confuse them and like break the patterns, I think.
What is it, Watari?
I'm sending you a copy of a letter as well as pictures taken at the scene.
It sounds
They're
like he
clues.
was afraid that Kira would find him. It's believable that our victim might have been genuinely afraid and wrote this, but we know Kira can control the time of death. What if he can also determine the actions in the moments leading up to death? In which case...
Chief, we can't release details of these men's deaths to the media. As far as they're concerned, these are just heart attacks. I have reason to believe that Kira was performing some kind of test using these criminals. And if that's the case, we'd only be giving him the results if this information is leaked to the public.
Right. I understand.
So now he's experimenting on his victims?
He's playing with people's lives as if all this was just a game. It's unforgivable.
I'm trying to figure out why he did this experiment.
If Kira is really using criminals as test subjects, what is he trying to achieve?
A utopia is what he's trying to achieve. And I don't know the details of why Light is doing this besides to throw everybody off.
Look at this, Ryuk. The results of yesterday's little test have already been downloaded onto my dad's computer, and these results are just as I expected. the death note will work for what I have in mind. One of them escaped and ran into the bathroom I had specified in the death note. Another one drew the same symbol I had drawn in the death note before he died. And finally, a third wrote the same letter I had written in the death note, word for word.
That's so crazy.
All three did exactly what I intended them to do. For the other three inmates, I purposely wrote conditions that were virtually impossible. With the first one, I wrote that he would die in front of the Eiffel Tower in 1 hour. However, everyone knows that it's physically impossible to go from a prison in Japan to Paris, France in only 1 hour. Since this couldn't happen, he simply died of a heart attack in prison.
Okay.
The next was supposed to draw an exact picture of Elle's face on the prison wall. This also didn't happen. You can't draw someone you've never seen.
Makes sense.
With the last one, I tried something slightly different. I specified that he would write a note that read, "I know that Elle is suspicious of the Japanese police." To be honest, I actually expected this one to work, but it didn't end up happening. Which means, it's impossible to make someone write what they don't already know. Or, at the very least, it has to be the kind of thing that they could come up with on their own. Basically, even the death note can't do the impossible. But, as long as it's within the realistic limits of what that person might do, I can control them as much as I want before they die.
Yes, there's limitations.
Okay, this is actually good information for him.
That's very clever. But what's all this leading to? What's the point?
These latest victims no doubt keep Elle and the police guessing. Even as we speak, he's probably trying to decipher all the clues I left for him, especially that little note. That absolutely meaningless dying message.
And that's exactly what's happening.
If Kira used those criminals to conduct an experiment of some sort, it means he's about to start something. If he moves now, there's a good chance the FBI will notice someone acting suspiciously. But perhaps he has a different goal in mind altogether. Could the pentagram and this letter be some kind of message?
He's distracting Elle so much.
Is this it?
All right, time for the real thing.
Real thing?
Yesterday on the news, they said this drug addict tried to rob a bank but was unsuccessful. He attacked a few people and then ran away empty-handed. I'll use him. It's kinda last minute, but I'm sure I can find someone.
For what?
You'll see. Believe it or not, I'm actually a rather popular guy.
What the heck?
I have no idea what Light's doing right now, but it's crazy.
Oh, is he calling that girl from the first or second episode?
Hello? Light? Morning.
The human who uses this note can neither go to heaven or hell. And the time of death is written within 40 seconds after writing cause of death as a heart attack. Okay, and it's the 6-minute, 40-second thing. Damn, those go by so quickly, but there's a lot of useful, redundant information in there that we continuously need to keep in the front of our brains.
He's still following me. Perfect. This whole thing would just be a waste of time if he wasn't tailing me.
Oh, he's taking the girl out on a date.
Why is he using her like this?
It's a date no matter how you look at it, and I'm sure even my stalker will see it that way.
You said that you'd figured out a way to find your stalker's name. What do you plan on doing?
Didn't you see what I wrote in the death note? I explained it in great detail.
No, doing that would take all the fun out of it.
In that case, just be patient and watch what happens.
I'm so curious.
Sorry, did I keep you waiting?
No, not at all. Anyway, I haven't been to Spaceland since junior high. And the best part is I have you all to myself.
Light's looking fly.
They look cute together.
During the week, he goes to school and cram school at night. Dates on his day off. A normal kid, just a hardworking senior in high school. Chief Yagami's son, Light Yagami. No cause for suspicion. At any rate, I'll be done with my surveillance today, and that'll be it.
So that was Light's plan, and he's gonna test some kind of hypothesis to further shake that guy off, it seems like.
Didn't you say you weren't going out until entrance exams were over?
That was before I scored #1 on the national practice exams.
Oh, you're such a nerd.
He's such a nerd that this is gonna work out for him because the amount of genius this kid has is beyond me right now.
Who's smarter, Light or Elle? That's what I want to know.
No, I think that's why it's so good because they match each other's intellect. And it's like who can get to who first, you know?
We do know at this point, though, that Light has Ryuk the Shinigami and this death note that is not from the human world. Whereas all of the scenes of Elle seem to be him only using a computer.
Yeah.
It's him. He's here. Everything should go smoothly.
Stay in your seats unless you want to die.
A bus jacking? You gotta be kidding me.
All right, driver. I know you've got the number for Spaceland's office on you. Call him.
This is Sasaki, calling from bus 174.
Tell him what's
What a
going
spectacle.
on and no tricks either.
My bus has been hijacked, and he's holding a gun to my head.
Give me that. You heard what he said. Now you listen up. Have a female staff member bring all of Spaceland's cash from yesterday. I know it's there. Have her meet us 2 bus stops from the park. And don't make me wait. If you mess with me at all, or try to get the police involved, I swear I'll kill every one of these passengers.
The police officer is gonna get involved, isn't he?
Maybe Light's gonna get involved.
Yuri, don't be scared. As soon as he turns around, I'm going to grab the gun out of his hand.
Don't be stupid. That's risky. If it comes to that, I'll take care of it. It's okay. As long as we keep it down, he won't be able to hear our voices over the sound of the engine.
Do you have any proof that you're not his accomplice? Why should we trust you?
Oh, he's gonna prove that he's a police officer.
Yes, I've read about this before. The first hijacker comes in like he's working alone. Meanwhile, the second one pretends to be a hostage and stays in the very back just in case something goes wrong.
You really think he is one?
I have no choice. I'm sure Light Yagami isn't Kira. If he was, he could just kill this guy with a heart attack. Here's my proof. Take a look.
Oh my goodness!
FBI? I see. Elle needed an outsider, so we got the FBI to investigate anyone
Face
connected
and
to
name.
Japanese police. His name is Ray Penber.
Damn it. That's not good.
Trust you. And I guess for the time being, I won't bother asking what an FBI agent is doing on the bus in the first place. So if it comes down to it, I can rely on you, right?
Yes.
Shut the hell up, you old hag! You want me to shoot you right now?
That's right. This guy. His face was all over the local news just a few days ago. Some junkie tried to rob a bank, ended up killing 3 people before he got away. He's extremely dangerous.
We're safe. He won't shoot us. In fact, he's not gonna do anything.
Don't move, you little punk!
Oh, he's baiting the FBI agent.
You guys were planning something back here, weren't you?
Damn it. If he sees that note from before, he'll find out the Light was planning to jump him and take his gun away.
Dude, Light just set the agent up.
Plans for a date, huh? Stupid kid.
Gotcha.
Now what? He's gonna die?
Who the hell are you? You in the very back. What do you think you're doing?
Oh,
Don't mess
it's
with
Ryuk.
me. How long have you been hiding back there?
The note that Light put in his pocket was the death note.
He like ripped a page out or something?
I think so.
What's this? You're talking to me? So you mean you can actually see me right now?
Stay there, you!
This isn't good. He's hallucinating.
Everyone, get down!
Oh, I get it. That little note that Light accidentally dropped was actually torn from the pages of the death note.
Wow!
Since you tricked this guy into touching the paper, he's the only other one on the bus who can see me.
That's incredible. Ryuk's gonna have so much fun with this.
Yagami, so I'm afraid your bullets aren't gonna kill me.
Dude, imagine how scary that would be.
This guy's just unloading.
Ryuk's about to take whatever years of his life he has left.
Well, he is the top-ranked student in the country. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. He even used this hijacking as a way to get the guy following him to willingly give up his name.
This is out of the bus! Let me off!
Is this like an offering to Ryuk too? That he could take this human's life and then get more years? Oh, that was abrupt.
That's how Light set it up, man. That was insane.
This poor girl, she's gonna have so much trauma from this.
11:45 on the dot. Everything went just as I planned.
That's so freaking crazy.
Accidental death. Boards the 11:31 Spaceland-bound bus near the eastern entrance to the park, holding a loaded gun and attempts to hijack the bus. He sees a horrific phantom and empties his gun trying to kill it. Terrified, he flees the bus. Immediately afterwards, at 11:45, he dies when struck by a car.
Oh,
what an elaborate plan!
God, dude. That's so crazy.
The death note never fails.
And he got this guy's name and face like you said.
You will be next, Ray.
No, I feel bad for him.
This is not Ray's fault, right?
Yeah, Ray is not a criminal. He shouldn't kill him.
See, this is the problem that we're facing and the problem with Light's idea of how the world should be. Up to the point where he talks about he wants to create a utopia and get rid of all the criminals, I think a lot of people would be on board with that. However, what Light does wrong is that he bends the rules so that he doesn't get caught as the person who's creating this utopia. So he ends up actually killing innocent people for absolutely no reason. But with all of that being said, tell us, Madison, what do you think of these episodes and how do you like Death Note so far?
Every episode has topped the last because I feel like we're getting into the mind of Light and it's so complex. It's very hard for me to predict what's going to happen next, which is what I really like about this show. So right now, I'm absolutely loving it.
Well, we're beyond excited to see how all of this is going to play out in the upcoming episodes. And there's a lot of talking that happens within the show. So sometimes Madison and I have to actually be quiet and listen to what's happening. But anyway, with that all being said, we'll see you guys on the next exciting reaction. Don't go anywhere. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Stay tuned and peace out.
Bye.